Hey pilots and co-pilots, Brian here. Today we're with the WestJet flight again. We've had after our last flight, which was a night flight into KSFO, we've had a bit of R&R time, and we've now been scheduled for another flight, and we're going to be flying back towards Canada, towards Calgary today. CYYC from KSFO. First things first, an apology to those of you who watched my how-to video on how to get the Zibo mod and the audiobirdXP sound pack into your 737 setup. I also talked about the terrain module plugin and then completely forgot to demonstrate it. I will be demonstrating that in a few minutes time once we get up in the air. So sorry about that, but stay tuned, it's in this video. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to SimBrief and to SkyVector just so you can see where we're heading today. So I wrote that we're going to be flying today I've got it in SkyVector here just to visualize it. You can see that we're taking off from KSFO and we're actually going to be going inland. I'm actually quite used to flying up and down the coast here, KSEA into Portland or Vancouver onto the island, but we're actually cutting across. I don't know that I have scenery generated for this, so it could all go horribly wrong. I don't think I've got ortho for all of this, so the landscape might vary in the flight. But we're going to program that up. If I show you our SimBrief plans, we're going to be flying at 39,000, hopefully. We don't have a massively heavy plane today, and we've got to take on about 17,000 pounds of fuel. So I'll make sure that my weights are set up before we fly, and there's my route. We're flying from 28 right. We're taking truck and 2 as the SID with the transition of deadhead, and we're going to go direct to LKV, Jetway 3, the GEG, and then direct to ANTAC, which I guess is the star, into CYYC, Calgary, at runway 8. I don't have great scenery as far as I know for Calgary, but we're going to find out when we get there. Is there anything else of interest to me here? Actually, front page up there, cost index is 5. Average winds are 227 at 46 knots. And maybe if I look down, way down here, sorry everybody for the blur on your video. Again, there's our route, there's the weather conditions. And we want top of climb, we're looking at minus 51 to minus 55 there. I can't quite see that. It's pretty, let's put in minus 51. Anyway, we'll use those. Right, back in the plane. Right, we're in the cockpit now. The first thing I noticed that the passengers seem really loud today, so I might have to adjust my volumes on that. I'm going to get rid of my yoke. There we go. I've got a shortcut key set up for that. Really handy. As much as it's fun having a yoke there, it gets in the way. Right, let's go about powering up. We're going to put battery on. Sorry everybody, just hit the microphone and my excitement. There we go. Right. Standby power on. Start waiting for my APU to spin up. And we're going to get our IRSs aligned. I must have that on fast because it's only going to take a minute. Good stuff. We'll be up in the air in no time. Okay, our APU is coming up. Okay, EGT's up and it's calming down a bit, so has that worked? There we go. That's what we needed. Now I can switch around to APU gen on there and put that bus on there. I'll power to cabin utilities and passenger seating. Okay, everything else can wait for a minute. I'm going to go down to the FMC. Let's go to extras. Align times. Chocks are off. Hide yoke. Toe brake axis. Not sure what that's about. F-mod sounds. Passengers on board. Busy gyros. Crew announcements. Yeah, we want all of that. Engine sound. AC fan gyro. Passenger volumes. Passenger applause. That's a new one. Ah, maybe I'll just leave this for now. Okay. So, enter IR. What's my default? Sorry. Oh, it's turned gyro vibrators off. That's alright. Right. Sorry. Now we'll start getting programmed. Okay, we're at KSFO. Ah. Well, that did work. There we go. Put that in there. I'm going to go next page. I'll take that, put that in my scratch pad, come back to the previous page and click there. There we go. We're going to CYYC. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a brain fart here. No. Let's try that again. CYYC. Been out in the sun today. Maybe that's the problem. And we're going to do... Should we put in 28 right? Do our flight plan. Let me bring that up on my other screen. You can't see this, but I need this. So let's find my departure. 28 right it knows about. And we're looking for Truckin' 2. Truckin' 2, and we're going to go via... My transition is Deadhead. Exec. There we go. Let's go back to out. Flight plan. Deadhead, Deadhead. And our next is direct to LKV. So we do LKV. And because it's direct, we'll put it on the right hand side and it'll know direct. There we go. Then we're going to do... let's do exec. Okay. Then we're going to do J3. Yes, to GEG. There we go, we've got that programmed in now. And then it says direct to ANTAC CYYC. Okay, so now if I bet you if I do arrivals there. No, okay. There's no direct stars in there for that. Okay. Is runway 8 not even an active runway? New. It's not on my list of options. How about 11? Let's and unselect that. So what was I saying? ANTAC. So let's do arrivals. Okay, let's see what this gives us. Okay, let's go down my legs. What happens if I join that to there? Now we'll have a look on the map in a minute and we'll see. Let's go back and do our... Okay, we're going to do flight level FL390. Don't feel you've got to sit with me while I'm doing this. Fast forward through the video, find the interesting bits. Okay, my weather is, I know, remember we said it was going to be minus 51 C at the top of climb, outside air temperature T/C 080. Boom, and that goes. Cruise wind, I did read that out, but I don't remember it. It was 227.046, so 227 at 46 knots. Okay, we only have 1 ton. Oh, sorry. Reserve cost index is ridiculously low. It's 5. Okay. Transition is going to be 18,000 feet. We're going to do a derated takeoff. Why not? Let's just, I don't know. Yeah, it really reduces the power. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, we're going to be doing flaps 5 on takeoff. So V1 and rotate is why it's low. That's good. We obviously don't have a lot of weight on board today. Go back to index. Perf. Takeoff. Runway wind, I haven't found any of that yet. I could find that out. I can't be bothered today. Okay. Fuel. We need 16. We actually have more than 20. I'm going to leave that in there. Somehow my yoke could come back. Okay. And do some more. Actually, I'll take the center pumps as well for now. We'll start off with the center pumps. Okay. I'm going to put that on. I'll get all my window heats ready. I don't need to, but probe. Right. Hydraulic pumps because I'm about to start the engines in a minute. Actually, I just realised I haven't had the APU bleed on. There we go. Let's give the passengers some air conditioning. Right, 39,000 feet. We're up high today. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this so I don't accidentally kill my passengers. Oh, I've done that far too many times. Here we'll be on internal air, trim air. Okay. Put the anti-collision on. We're going to put the logo on. I know it's daytime. I think. Am I ready? This isn't flight continuity. I don't like the sound of that. So, actually what I'll do is I come up here, I click this little one, just so you can see. Okay, spoilers now for those of you who want to know what terrain does. You shouldn't click it on the ground, but there you go. That terrain plugin we dropped in my other video, that little plugin I got you there to download. There's the terrain button. Click it on. Look at that. Look at this display here. It can actually highlight the terrain around. Wicked, huh? The weather one works, but now you've got terrain as well. I mean, I think in theory the kind of bits of the same thing. They're certainly on the 767, depending on how you angle the weather radar, picks out terrain. But there you go, you can actually see terrain. I could really have done with that in my night flight if you were with me on that one, where we suddenly saw the trees ahead of us. Anyway, what was I doing? Switch to plan. Okay. And I come down here. And now this steps appeared here. For those of you that don't know about that. So we can actually step our flight route. So there we go. We're coming out of KSFO. It's swinging us around past Truckin' 2. Yeah, Truckin' 2. Deadhead. LKB. IMB. GEG. Ooh. I don't know, that gets really busy there. Interesting. So we'll switch that back off plan onto the map again. Let's just have a look at my route there. I've got speeds and altitude, so VNAV will probably work. And 3,500 feet, that's a high old... So that's one thing we forgot to do. Let's do that right now. I think it is, isn't it? It's over 3,000. High old altitude there, Calgary. Right. Should we get pushback? Okay, the push cart's coming. Let's have a look from outside while this is happening. Out we go. And we're going to be heading down over there for takeoff, I think. Ooh. God, those other drivers are dicing with death there. Okay, we'll just let him keep pushing us back. I'm not going to start the engines yet. Oh, he's waiting. Wheel spinning. Okay, we'll get inside and we'll starting the engine. Oh, it's noisy in here. Okay. Packs off. It goes quiet. Okay, we're gonna start our left engine first. Watching our N2. We're good on that. Check that we didn't get too hot. Our exhaust gas temperature's coming up, but it's looking good. Okay, other engine. And turn these on as well. And my taxi lights. Okay, looking at our N2 over here, 17, 18, a little further, just a little further. Not sure what that should be, but let's assume it's about there. I don't think it sets it by default, so 58. And it's looking good. We have engines running. Okay, I'm going to set my auto brakes to rejected takeoff ready because I will forget to do that otherwise. We are good to go right now. I can actually turn the packs back on right now. I can switch my Jennies on, which is good. Come up here, switch to, we're going to do Gen 2 today. And we are going to turn those off. I'm going to turn my AP bleed off and my bleeds for my engines on. Okay, a little bit of power. And let's just confirm on the map we're here and we want to be taking off over here. Okay, let's get on our way. Okay, we've got a 14:15 departure time. Ooh, we're close there. We're going to make it, but our wing might not. Let's just not talk about that, okay? I think he should have pushed me back a little further. Actually, I should probably have asked for a pushback to the left or to the right, whichever way. Let's keep coming round. Let's not think about what my wing's probably doing right now. Ooh, that would have been close. Not quite sure where I'm going here. Go around this way. It's a lovely day here in San Francisco. Okay, I think I know where I'm going now. I think I can turn the map off. I do have a video on that somewhere if you're interested in installing that. Great map. Yes, I could use charts. No, I don't always have all my charts with me. Yes, ATC would have given me the go-ahead to go across here. No, I'm not using ATC today. Let's get across this runway as quick as we can. Confirm with the map we look like we're going, yep, 28 right. Bit of mist, lovely skies. Again.
0-1 right.
Yep, and we've been given clearance to go across that one as well. Isn't that nice? Okay. Maybe I'm just going to cheat here. Nope. .85. I didn't want to load my charts up.
San Francisco INTL information for that. 2100 Zibo with 29014. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 15. Dew point -8. Altimeter 2993. Arriving runways 28 left. 28 right. Departing runways 28 left. 28 right. 01 right. 01 left. Advise on initial contact you have with them.
Okay, I just wanted to get my altimeter. Turn that off before it goes round again. What am I missing? Flight directors on ready. Auto throttle armed. I'm going to dial in hopefully 5 degrees of flat while we're just pulling up towards the end here. We have a pretty steady, strong wind there. Round we go for default aircraft. This is such a lot of fun to fly. It sounds right. All the buttons do the right things. Oops. What's that about one? I don't know. Is it V2 plus 10? I don't know. Let's dial 150-ish in there. Whatever. I'll set that to 11 for now. Yeah, we need 28 right. Across we go. ATC's giving us the go-ahead. Okay, I'm gonna put my landing lights on right now. Just a quick visual. We should be good to go out. Yeah, okay, round we come. Let's check my flaps are set for 1, 2, 5, yep. I know, I've got to stop, tell people to not smoke. Oops. No, it hasn't. Oop. Oh well. We're going to be a bit to the left of the runway here. Okay, and the final thing, over here. Probe to... Ooh, did you hear that? Okay. Rotate. Okay. Positive rate of climb. Gear is going up. Nice. A bit low in my seat now, let's just adjust that up. We're kind of heading where the bug wants us to go. No clouds today. I wonder what it's going to be like in Calgary when we arrive. I'll have a look at a weather report on our way. Okay, well, they can go off. I'm leaving my landing lights on for a little bit. Sorry, I'm just pausing while I talk, while I was thinking what I was supposed to be doing. I'll start cranking the flaps in. We're at 2,300 feet. I'm actually going to see if this will work. We're able to see downtown San Francisco. Right, some of our passengers as well. I think we took off pretty much on time. And we were a few minutes early. Our flight time is going to be 2 hours. Do not worry, you will not be sitting with me for 2 hours. I'm going to give you some highlights of the flight and then tune in with me for landing. So we're sitting around 250, we're gaining altitude, we're getting onto target with our flight plan. Engine seems steady, we have no warnings. Do I need to do any other cleanup? I can probably turn my landing lights off now. It's a sunny day, they're not going to have a lot of effect. We're running off center tanks, yaw damper is on, generator's correct, all our hydraulic pumps are on, window heat's on pitot heat, we have our altitude set correctly, landing altitude, but we'll double check that. Near landing, our packs are on, the bleeds are on, both engines are running, and generally everything is awesome. So I'll check in on our route. I'm going to look out the window here. Beautiful green here, and it looks pretty formidable in the distance. So I'll use the Google Maps plugin as well on our flight so we can check where we are. Okay, awesome. Oh, we're banking around again. So I think in the distance there you can just see the Golden Gate Bridge. A long way away today. Our flight route is not taking us nearby. So I was just busy goofing around, looking around outside, and I just noticed a master caution had just come up. Not quite sure why. Over here. Speed brakes extended. I'm not sure why that was. Okay, why is it stuck at 260? Well, that's interesting. Oh, VNav has disconnected itself while I've been... oh, I see. We got to 11,000 feet. Disconnected. Silly me. I will land this right. 39. ATC has cleared us straight up to 39,000 feet and handed us off. Right. So the VNav back on. We should accelerate now and we should start climbing. My next job will be at 18,000 feet to click the standard button on both sides so that the altimeter goes to standard. I could put weather on. I don't think he's going to see a lot out there. That's some pretty beautiful skies. Terrain. Again, there's no terrain because we're way up in the sky. It's not pointing way down at the ground. But that's okay. I hope some of those visuals were cool. I enjoyed filming that a lot, so that was a good takeoff, I think, today. Thoroughly enjoyed that. This is seeming I'm going to have to come up with some more interesting concepts around 737 to keep this interesting, but certainly in the next week or so I took advantage of the X-plane to orb sail. I haven't. We are over speed. Okay. Let's just bring that down a bit. For some reason we're over speed. Just when I was getting more relaxed and cocky about this. 261 and then... yeah, we should be at 261. Where does that come from? something's a bit quirky there in the FMC. Oh well. No, I don't really want to do altitude. I want to climb. It's all going wrong. It's all very embarrassing. But hey, I'm here to screw up shit. It's okay that we all screw up. Right, let's set that back up. LNAV, as long as LNAV, if we stay on target, I'll dial it up. And we're going the other way. Let's do 800 feet a minute right now. It's a nice steady slow climb. We're doing Mach 300, we're above 10,000 feet, not by much. Okay, the engines are ramping up, that's pretty up there. Up we go. Okay, so I'm climbing. I'll keep my speed under control. I'll probably better reset V now for a little bit later once we get past our deadhead waypoint. We'll be good. Everything looks good up there. You know what? I'll let people walk around the cabin. If it gets a bit bumpy, I will turn it back on. So anyway, I'm going to fly this route now, and you can catch up with me later. Unless something interesting to see out the window. Let's have a look outside. Oh, that is quite beautiful. That is very beautiful. Obviously some scenery terrain taken at different times. Spring, late summer. I don't care. Still looks amazing. Okay. So I'm going to keep flying. If I see anything interesting, I'll record it. Otherwise you'll probably see me pretty near approach time. I'll tune in a couple of times along the way just to check in and see how things are going. So, see you near Calgary. So you join me just as we're still climbing. We got past that waypoint and VNav is now working correctly. But we've got some wicked air turbulence up here, so I'm going to be a bit of a jerk to everybody on the plane. And I think I'm going to put the fast seatbelt sign back on. Yeah, we're bouncing around a fair bit right now, so I'm going to keep everybody set down. But you can see beautiful views out right now. We're heading away from the water, we're heading inland. I know something I should do. I can turn that stupid wing light off, we don't need that. But yeah, the sky's getting darker as we approach our planned altitude. Yet again I noticed that the top of climb marker has gone by and we're not even close, so there's still some development stuff I expect to do for the FMC for that, but I'm not going to complain. This is still an awful lot of fun. Right, I'm going to carry on flying. You get to skip ahead 10 seconds in the video and you'll greet me much further down the road. So you join me now, I'm at the top of climb, I'm steady, and I'll just show you here on the map where we are. So I just switch over to there. There we go. So we're heading, well not, well we are, we're heading inland, we're heading across. So we're cutting across areas I've never been across before, so this is interesting. And we're going to keep going across in this direction as we head through. And then eventually into Canada, and then towards Calgary, so it's going to be interesting. We're going to go through some areas I've not flown across before, so that's great. So I'll tune in again a bit later on. Okay, and I just had to do some more recording, because look at this. What the heck is that? That's amazing. It's like they're like small volcanoes, but not what I would usually expect. It almost looks like they've bubbled up through mud. So I'm going to look on my map, and it says we're in over Lassen National Forest and Halls Flat. So I am going to look that up and find out what they are. I'll be able to explain to you later. It's definitely volcanic, but just the way they've put with the little dimples in the middle. Quite amazing. I wonder what that is. Cool. Wow. Who knew the world was so interesting from 39,000 feet? Right, I'll tune in later. I'll see you then. So welcome back. We've got about 100 or so miles before top of descent. We're just, as you can see, there's some cloud. The weather is changing. I have a feeling we're going to hit some pretty stormy conditions by the time we get to Calgary. Or at least I know we're going to, because I'm going to engineer it that way. But the map shows that we're just coming over Spokane now. So we're just near the edge of Washington State there. And we'll be in Canada soon. Let's just have a look from outside. Oop, not that way. There we go. That's the right button. Yep. So the clouds are building. I think there's a bit of stormy weather ahead, so it could be an interesting landing to Calgary. Hey there again, so you join me. We've started our descent, and unfortunately some big prairie storms out there right now. We've just descended into the cloud, and there's some storms around. I'm suffering a bit with frames per second here, so this could be absolutely awful recording for you. Just seeing if there's anything I can do about that. No, not really. Okay, I'm gonna put my icing on. Because I have a sneaking suspicion it's nasty out there. Let's get our weather radar on. Ooh, okay, yes. VNav isn't working properly right now. Every time I do it, it drops the throttles off to 0 and sends me towards the ground. So I don't like that. Wow, 10 frames a second for your recording here. This is not pretty. I really do need a second PC. Who can afford that? Oh well, I'll tune in a bit. We're just descending now. I might have to fly around some of these storms. Doesn't look too bad ahead. I might not want to do that. I'll just keep an eye on it. It's 20 miles away, so I've got a little while to work out if I need to go to the left or the right of it. I think I might. Oh my goodness. Oh dear, look at that. Right now there's some real red clouds sitting over Calgary. I'm going to go to the right of this cloud ahead and we'll see where we go from there. So I reckon we'll dial this over to there. Choose heading select. Hopefully we should start heading over that way. Yep. Looks like we are. Good. Okay. I can't record too much of this. The experience is too poor for everybody trying to watch it, so I'll tune in again in a bit. Hopefully my PC might be able to render it a little better. So it's raining. I'm trying to descend, which is actually really difficult. I'm having real trouble getting the plane to lose altitude right now. Not really working for me. I know what I've forgotten to do. Or plan to do. Just sit down and shut up. I can't actually click on that. The plane's moving around too much. Okay. We skirted around some huge weather ahead of us there, and we're now trying to get back on track over here to come into land. I just cannot lose altitude. It's just weird. I'm actually, this is part 2 of this flight, I will admit. This is time to admit it, part 1, or the other day when I tried to fly this flight. Unfortunately, it didn't end well. We flew into a thunderstorm. I was so busy trying to read charts, working out alternative approaches and things like that, but we flew right into one of the red sections. The plane iced up and all hands were lost into a mountainside. It was horrible. So I recreated this and I'm trying again now. Not the best at the moment, but of course I've put a new version of the Zibo mod on, so I'm wondering if there's some bugs with this new version. You know, I feel like I want to put my landing lights on even if I'm at 20,000 feet, so everybody could see me coming in. I don't think we're going to lose enough altitude in time. I'm trying to come down by 1,700 feet. For some reason even that doesn't want to lose altitude. What is going on? Well, I'm going to keep going. I'll record in a bit if I can. So, well, you've missed most of the descent. It's been insane. Nothing's working. I've left it on standard, but my barometric pressure just rolled all the way down to 0.00 inches. It wouldn't respond on setting altitude. Nothing worked. So autopilot is off. I've got auto throttle, and I'm just trying to bring this thing in manually. I guess the real answer is you go around and you go to the alternate airport or something. Hey, I've put my passengers through so much so far, I might as well just get them down. I'm not sure if we will. We'll come out to the right a little more here. I'm being blown some lightning there. Hopefully as we get a little nearer the ground we won't get any microbursts and it might calm down a bit, I don't know. Whoa. It doesn't help that my frame rates are practically glacial. Response time is terrible. Okay, so now kind of in the middle. I am assuming the wind will blow me back. It's a slight crosswind here. No, I'm not going to get it down. That's quit a talk. Come on, Brian. You can do this. We're drifting over to the right, even though the wind is coming at us funny. All in all, this is just a nightmare right now. Sorry, I'm not talking, I just can't concentrate. I'm talking and landing. Just cannot get this thing to go down. Oh god. Whoa. It's actually a pity I haven't got the yoke turned on because you would see the corrections I'm trying to do on this.
400.
That's a big strike of lightning to the right there. This is disastrous, but at the same time,
300.
I'm amazed I got it this far. I'm going to land a bit long, but we might land. Could all go wrong. This last thing.
100.
Okay. Coming down, coming down, coming down. Come on. Oh, it's like just right.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, we're down. Oh. Oh my goodness. That was hard work. Wow. Now I would usually pause around now and do a montage of an awesome landing. But let's just... I'm going to slam the anchors on here. Oh, striking right under it. Yeah, right on the edge of that mean, nasty red bit there. Okay. Let's go back and have a look at that from outside, shall we? Actually, weirdly enough, I am quite proud of that. Wow, you can see how few frames a second we're getting here. And we did land a little on much. there will do. We'll just watch this one replay. Bit of wing flex going on there. Wow, I like flying in slow motion here because of the frame rate. My PC can't handle stormy weather apparently. Look at that wingsup, it's straight out. Too bad. Quite proud of that, to be honest. Is that birds? Oh yeah, great. Birds as well as the demos. Bit on one wheel. My nose will pretty much hit at the same time. Spoilers deployed. Wow. I'll take that as a great success considering instrumentation was going wrong, autopilot wouldn't behave, well, there were questionable conditions for landing. Look at that, we are down under line. I mean, look, we're just on the edge of this hideous weather, just terrible. Anyway, I'm going to go lie down in a dark room now and recover from that. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. Yeah, that was an interesting one. Thanks for watching.